Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahawashi, Bahasham, Barakahak Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who ruled and teach well. In peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya coming at you with another lesson, and I'm going to start it off with an article from the dailybeast.com titled, Trump Says It's True He Will Declare National Emergency and Use Military to Mass Deport Millions. And this was published on November 18th of 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Hey, Emperor Nero, hey, he's continuing to show, his intentions when he gets back into office. That old Edomite, hatred towards you Israelites, or you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And, I did a video the other week going into the Southern Kingdom, or you so-called Negroes, you so-called blacks, African Americans, et cetera, and how you had those texts that went out after Trump's, selection win to several Jakes saying, hey, be ready to report to the plantation at 5 o'clock in the morning, and a few other articles showing these Edomites showing their hatred towards you, Southern Kingdom. But now in this video, I'm going to go to the other end of the coin, dealing with you Northern Kingdom, or you so-called Latinos and Native Americans, because you aren't exempt from this hatred or this judgment from Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi that's about to come down on the wicked of our people. And you so-called Latinos and Native Americans, hey, you have a heavy dose of Stockholm Syndrome. You think just because you got a lighter complexion and straight hair that these Edomites, the so-called white people, are going to accept you. But they don't look at you as anything different than the Southern Kingdom out here. You're just a Spanish-speaking nigger. And, Trump and, these Edomites as a whole going forward into Jacob's trouble are going to show that old hatred towards you as well. But let's get into this article. President-elect Donald Trump verified Monday that he intends to declare a national emergency and use the military to deport millions of people when he takes office in January. And what did Trump also recently say? That the military might need to be used on enemies within the country. Talking about, these migrants coming across the border and what? Dissidents, citizens within the country. So he's definitely looking like that cruel Lord that's going to be set over Egypt or America, as it says in Isaiah chapter 19. Tom Fitton, who leads the conservative activist group Judicial Watch, wrote on Trump's Truth Social platform earlier this month that the Republican politician is prepared to declare a national emergency and will use military assets to reverse the Biden invasion through a mass deportation program. Trump quoted his post with an emphatic corroboration. True. Trump pledged throughout the campaign that he would swiftly move to detain and deport millions of undocumented migrants. Unlike his first run for office in 2016, when his hardline immigration campaigning focused on building a border wall, this year he preached aggressive legal crackdowns that would invoke a broad swath of agencies and potentially America's military. Sources familiar with the plans told CNN over the weekend that Trump's aides are already plotting how to expand detention facilities, including in metropolitan areas. So, in rural areas and in city areas as well. And, it's not just going to include, these undocumented, migrants. Hey, Trump is going to drop that hammer on American citizens as well. And again, you Israelites are going to be the main targets in the crosshairs. There were roughly 11.7 million undocumented people in the United States as of last year, the most since 2010, according to the Center for Migration Studies. Trump told Time earlier this year he would deport 15 to 20 million. Trump has promised to invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, a 226-year-old law that was used to detain enemy aliens during a times of war. Since the U.S. is not currently at war, legal challenges would likely target the law's applicability, and we'll see how much longer that's going to be the case for, because President Biden just gave the green light for Ukraine to use U.S.-made long-range missiles on Russia to strike deep within Russia. So that's another thing brewing. World War III upon the horizon. And that would put us in an act of war, and what? We would be in a state of martial law, so that the Alien Enemies Act could be instituted, and all these other, domestic acts to police the citizens. And, like I've been saying throughout the video, it's not just going to be these migrants. You American citizens are going to get that work as well. Remember during World War II, when America went to war with Japan, that they took known, Japanese American citizens and put them into detention centers. With what it say, 15 to 20 million undocumented migrants here, how they going to really know, who's a citizen and who's not a citizen? A brother, and especially, say there's a cyber attack and a grid down situation to where people, can't access their identification. It's about to get hella hectic out here. And a brother did a video recently talking about, how you got a lot of these different news outlets saying that when Trump comes with these enactments, they're going to use a meat cleaver approach to it, meaning that they're not really going to differentiate between, citizen and non-citizen. A lot of people are going to get caught up in this dragnet. And like the brother made a good point, while it was coming from, left-leaning, news sources, so people could say, oh, there's a bias towards Trump. These talking heads on the news are really the mouthpieces for the elites out here. And through them, they put these ideas out here to let you know exactly what direction they're going to be moving in. The same with Emperor Nero, Donald Trump. We're coming into the times where that devil, these elites of the Edomites are about to come down in great wrath, as it says in Revelation 12, verse 12, because they know it that they have but a short time to establish their NW0, that great RESET. And as the Apostle Gabar always goes into, the slogan for the New World Order is expect no mercy, especially towards you tribes. Trump also plans to end fast-tracked humanitarian visa paroles for undocumented people from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. And who all dwells in those countries? You Israelites of the tribes. Manasseh, who are the Cubans, Levi, who are the Haitians, and Nicaragua, who is Slovakia. Let me think. Hold on a second. Let me get my. Just so I'm not. I think they're it's on the tip of my tongue, Slovakia. Where's it at? All right. Yeah. Zebulon. The Nicaraguans are Zebulon, and the Venezuelans are Asher. So that's, talking about northern and southern kingdom. This just goes to show you who the main target of, Trump and these elites are going to be once Jacob's trouble pops off, you Israelites. But that's it with this article. Now I'm going to get some precepts before I go to my next bit of information. And this is in Hosea chapter 7, verses 11 to 12. Ephraim which are known as the so-called Puerto Ricans today. But Ephraim can be used as a catch-all term for the Northern Kingdom. Ephraim also is like a silly dove without heart. And if you just look around at these Northern Kingdom out here, what are they mainly concerned with? Working their ass off for little pay during the week, and then on the weekends having a Corona or having a Modelo and going to the park and playing with their kids. You Northern Kingdom just you got your heads in the clouds, really thinking you made it being in America, that this is the land of opportunity, but this is really the land of judgment. Ephraim also is like a silly dove without heart. They call to Egypt, they go to Assyria. And in the scriptures, America is known as spiritual Egypt as well as spiritual Assyria. But as it says, they call to Egypt, they go to Assyria. The Northern Kingdom coming into this country, whether legally or illegally, trying to find that better life. When they shall go, I will spread my net upon them. Oh, you got caught in a trap. I will bring them down as the fowls of heaven. I will chastise them as their congregation hath heard. And who's he going to chastise you by? His sword, the wicked, who are the Edomites of these so-called white people. And as we can see with DJ Donald Trump, hey, he's getting ready to furbish that sword against you, Northern Kingdom. He has a hard on towards you, Northern Kingdom. And what did he say during his first presidency? That the people coming into the country, they're drug dealers, they're murderers, they're grapists. So now that he's coming back, he's coming back with full force. This is Hosea chapter 9, verse 13. Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place. But Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer, calling to Egypt and Assyria for help. Going to America, thinking that, democracy and these Edomites are going to open their arms to you. Little did you know, you were going right into the arms of your murderer. And a lot of you Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom were heavy on the Trump train, which, voting doesn't matter. It was already pre-selected who's going to become the president and shit. Voting for Kamala is bad enough. But a lot of y'all, bought into, the hype that, America's going to go back to how it was, make America great again. But, hey, America was great when you Israelites were in chains, when it was openly shown to you that you're nothing more than second-class citizens, niggers, spics, and tontos. And that same energy, as we can see, is coming back. But now, I'm going to go to my second bit of information on MSNBC.com, because not only did the Southern Kingdom, or you so-called Negroes, get, racist texts after Trump's selection, but the FBI says Hispanic, LGBTQ people also got threatening text messages after the election. Some of those messages told recipients that they had been selected for deportation or to report to a re-education camp, the FBI said. And remember what we read in that first article, Trump was talking about expanding those deportation facilities also within metropolitan areas. The FBI said last week that it is investigating a barrage of racist text messages sent to black people across the country after the election. On Friday, the agency said it has received reports that Hispanic, Ephraim, who's like a silly dove, and LGBTQ people were also targeted by similarly threatening text messages. Some recipients reported being told they were selected for deportation or to report to a re-education camp, the FBI said in a statement, adding that some messages were sent via email. Some of the texts referred to the recipient by name, and those who reported receiving those messages were as young as middle school students. Was it saying Isaiah chapter 9, verses 4 to 6? Slay utterly young and old, maids and little children. Several of the messages also referred to Trump's election win. His campaign has denounced the text messages and disavowed any connection to them. Authorities in several states and federal agencies are investigating the origin of those text messages. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Muriel said last Friday the Louisiana Bureau of Investigation's cyber team had traced some of the messages to a VPN in Poland, but the original source is still undetermined. And hey, these could be texts getting sent by foreign enemies of America like Russia or China to what? Foment, more distrust and division in this country. These messages, hey, they could be getting sent by, good old boy Americans, letting you jakes know what time it is. Or they could be getting sent by the government itself to sow, division in this country. But regardless, hey, like I said earlier, the elites use the mainstream media and a lot of other outlets to release, their plans to the people out here. And, the fact that these messages are getting sent out and are becoming a problem, hey, that's Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai showing you what time's about to come, the time of Jacob's trouble, where the murderer, the wicked, the slayer, as we're about to read in Ezekiel chapter 21, is about to come down on you, Jakes. This is Ezekiel chapter 21, verses 9 to 13. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. And when you read Psalms 17, verse 13, it says that the wicked, who are these Edomites, Malachi 1, verse 4, is the sword of the Lord. So who's going to be wielding this sword? These Edomites. And as it said, it's sharpened to make a sore slaughter. Should we then make mirth? No. Hey, if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, you should be, listening to the prophets right now. Chiefly of GMS or Great Millstone, out on the highways and byways preaching this word, as well as putting up video epistles like this, telling you through the scriptures what's about to come down the pipeline and what you can do to, try to save yourself from it, which involves coming back to your power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. But for the majority of our people, they still want to drink that Babylonian Egyptian Kool-Aid and think that this country is their place of rest. But we're coming into the times to where it's going to be without a shadow of a doubt that this place always was a place of judgment for you. And Revelation 12, verse 12, the devil's about to come down in great wrath. Hey, these elites, they know their time's almost up. Even these average everyday Edomites are seeing that their rulership is collapsing. So they're going to come with that one last hurrah, that one last ass kicking towards you Israelites. And it's all sanctioned by Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 11, and he hath given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Ephraim has brought their children straight to the murderer. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But hey, that sword is about to get sharpened for one and furbished and swung for one last time. And you Israelites that still want to go into these Edomites and America for help, hey, you're going to be in the main, path when that sword is swung. But I'm going to close it out in Isaiah chapter 31. I'm going to read verses 1 to 3. Woe or destruction to them that go down to Egypt, spiritual Egypt, America for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. Jake, when brothers always bring up this example, when Hurricane Katrina happened, who did Jake call for? Did they call for Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai? No, they called for FEMA. They called for the American government. You Jakes, instead of going to your power, you go to America because you perceive that they've still got the strongest military and that almighty US dollar, both of which are collapsing as we speak. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. For the majority of you, your power is in the back of your mind. A lot of you hate your power. By the way, you come against the prophets. That shows your hatred. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil, and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians, the Edomites, are men and not the Most High, and their horses flesh and not spirit. These Edomites' position and power and their military might and everything they had was given to them by the Most High. So what sense would it make to worship the creation more than the creator? But that's, the majority of you Israelites out here. When Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. So you Jakes upholding the system are going down, and these Edomites that run the system is going down. America is going down as a whole. So it would behoove you to take heed to these words of the prophets and do what you can, to please your power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, so you can hope to be of that elect number and be protected when that sword of the slayer is swung that last time, which, hey, it's getting pulled out of the sheath right now. But that's it with this video. With this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. We are almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babol, Kwam Yasharallah, and until next time, Shalom.